Now this is my Solicitocatl sobolusum. Came to me, compared to my other slings at the time, it's quite a good sized sling. And it's continued to grow really well. It's not a particularly shy spider either. This one might eat, thinking about it. I don't know. Probably, yeah, it's doing this, it'll wander around for a bit. It's a bit of a sleeper spider, this one. Not many people seem to have them, but it's, well, essentially it's going to look like a Vagans, really. Might be why not many people have them. How are you feeling? Feeling in the mood for a mealworm? See, it's got most of my spiders are quite well fed, let's put it that way, so it doesn't need to eat, as you can see from its back end. But that looks amazing, doesn't it? When it's molted, obviously it's a bit more red around its back end. I've looked all over the place, and the difference between this and a Vagans is supposed to be slightly more red hairs around its legs, I think. Not much difference other than that. But it's not a very, you see what I mean? It's not a particularly skittish spider. It's not a particularly sort of frightened spider, you could say. Gonna go for it? It's not interested, it's not hungry. But it is a good spider for doing this sort of thing, because it will move around a little bit every time I open the top. Come to be shown. Let's have a look, see what's going on. Without running away and acting all scared or anything. Let's see if it jumps around when I do this. So. No. See what I mean? So that's, yeah, what more do you want, really? Okay, this is my Hamori, Brachypelma hamori. Hamori. I'm going to show you this. I didn't ask for white tubs when I ordered these. It's a bit annoying that they came as white, but it doesn't really matter. Now he has a habit of, he really is skittish and has a habit of, he's got less skittish actually in the last 3-4 weeks. He used to be really skittish. I wouldn't be able to take this off without him diving into his burrow, but he's less likely to do that now. So he's been calming down. There he is. He doesn't need feeding, as you can see. All right, back end on him. I think he's molted once since I've had him. Maybe, I'm not sure. But he was actually, well, I've already told the story. I bought what I thought was a Brachypelma hamori, and it turned out to be a Brachypelma bohemi. I'm not showing that because it's in pre-mold and it's hiding in its burrow at the moment. So, but anyway, Bugnut sent me this one as a replacement, basically. So, well, you know, very nice of them. And he's, yeah, as you can see, he's calmed down a lot now. He used to be really skittish, and I would be worried about him jumping out of here when I first got him. And normally he would always go straight under his burrow. He still can get under there, but he's just chilled out a lot now. He might be in pre-moult actually, looking at him. He's gone really fat. But he did eat 3-4 days ago, enthusiastically as well. So yeah, I'm not in a rush to feed him at the moment. Okay, this is another favourite of mine. It's off. So it's curly hair. Solicitocatl albopolossum, or albopolossus. I can't remember which way around it goes. And this one is obviously smaller than the other one. Why have I got two? You know, what do I need? 2 curly hairs? Lots of people I know seem to have more than one. It was very cheap for a very well grown on sling. That's one reason. And because I got the other one, actually about this size when I got the other one, to be honest, I felt like I'd missed out on a sling. And it's grown like bananas. So it's, what do I say, easily more than doubled in the time I've had it. I've had it since, I don't know, September-ish maybe, and it's January now. So it's growing really fast. I know some people say some do, some don't, but this one has grown really fast. It's friendly enough. It's not got such a big back end on it at the moment. It might, it could eat, but I don't know. It had a roach about last week, so I don't think it doesn't need to eat. But yeah, rehoused this not that long ago into there. Try and give it a bit more space and, you know, a bit more something to wander around in. It's got a burrow underneath where it's standing. It just seems like a relatively sort of good setup. I quite like it in there. It does use the burrow actually. I wouldn't say it hides in it particularly that long, but it seems to like it in there. Yeah, it's just a nice spider, that one. You know what curly hairs are like. It's getting quite curly, this one as well. Look at the hairs on that. I think he might have more hairs than the other one. They're both Nicaraguan ones, rather than the hobby forms. In the perfect world, he'd be a male, and that would be a female. But then, is it responsible to breed Brachypelma? No, not Brachypelma. Liticatal albipilosis, curly hairs. I don't think it is responsible to breed them. He's going for a bit of a wander around, isn't he? Yeah, because there's just so many out there, and what would I do with them? I think you get like 500-600. That swamped me. So I think I probably won't be breeding them. Right, so I'm trying to film my LP sling here. He's a bit of a nutcase, to be honest. He doesn't look like he's overfed at the moment, but I doubt he will actually eat. I could try give him something, and he might come out and eat it, or kill it, sorry. But he probably won't eat it. But he doesn't seem to be able to say no. He's going to do it. I think he doesn't look big enough to be in pre-molt to me, but here he is. Oh, no. Come out. I don't want to put it down there. The last mealworm, he just killed it, left it, and eventually dumped it out here. I think that's all we're going to see of him, isn't it? Okay, that's fair enough. I'm attempting to get some footage of my... Can we see him? Can we see him? No, not really. This is my Versicola. Carabiner Versicola. Can't really see it, can you? But he started coming up this... See that tube going to the left? And the way I feed him in here is I take the top off and I put food in the entrance to that side of his burrow. And he takes it, generally speaking. He's a really good eater. It's not been growing anywhere near as fast as the Versicola, but I did actually see him spread out yesterday. And his back end looks amazing. It's like blue, metallic sort of stripes. Amazing. So I'm well pleased with him. Doing well.